What? What's it all about? Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Good Tuesday morning, everyone. It is time for KSAT News Now, streaming and podcasting from the KSAT newsroom. And joining me today is the one and only Stephen Cavazos, my brother from another mother.
Brother from another mother, man. It's always a pleasure to be here with you on KNN, RJ. And we've seen a little bit more of each other lately, I think.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's good to be here with you.
You're always looking sharp. I got to say, you always bring your swag, man. You always bring the dress game to the set. Always looking good. I like this. It's like a burgundy.
You know, this is the only time I dress up really for work. And sometimes, I mean, at home, it's just like, you know what, whatever goes. But here, I mean, always try to, you know, bring a little bit of something.
Yeah, definitely,
but I appreciate
definitely.
That. You look pretty dapper yourself. That beard.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I kept the beard. Yes,
you kept the beard.
A couple of us here
November.
kept the beard. Of course, you and Justin did such a great job. Justin was also decided to keep the beard for now. So I don't know. We'll see if it sticks around. I like past the holidays.
I love it. I think it's something to keep at least through the end of the December and figure out what you want to do.
Keeps you a little bit warm. And Justin will be with us to talk about weather here for the rest of this week and today, of course. And of course, looking at some of our top stories of the day, the owners of a local live music venue forced to cancel drag shows following threats and bullying. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, and plus the entertainment world paying tribute to an Emmy award-winning actress who passed away.
Yeah, very sad news there. And the word of the year goes Goblin mode. Here we go. This is very interesting story here, and we'll explain what that is all about here in just a bit.
Yeah, but first we have to start in North Texas, where hundreds gathered in front of the Wise County Courthouse to pray for the family of Athena Strand last night, just days after authorities said the girl was abducted and murdered by a FedEx driver outside her rural home in Paradise.
That's right. This suspect is in custody and facing a capital murder and aggravated kidnapping charge. So Athena was reported missing last Wednesday evening after she got off of a school bus.
Law enforcement and volunteers spent nearly 2 days searching for her. Investigators found her body Friday night, saying they believe she was killed within an hour of being abducted Wednesday.
Now, many people at the courthouse last night wore pink in honor of the 7-year-old girl. Another vigil and church service will be held for Athena tonight. And Paradise and Decatur, those are two local teams there. They will actually play a basketball game tonight as well, and donations will be accepted for Athena's family at the game.
Such a horrifying story. I think this really resonates for a lot of parents, families, and everybody out there. And I was reading a little bit more on this. I know the Wise County Sheriff, Lane Atkin, did say that the driver did not know the girl's family. So this right now is was obviously very alarming. But during a Friday news conference, he also told reporters that they do have a confession, but right now they're not releasing the details of that.
Right, and I'm sure that might be out of respect. And they also, you're right, they didn't say, you know, what led them to believe that she was killed within an hour of being abducted there. But so tragic, so sad. Looking at some of the details here, she's just getting off of the school bus, obviously did not make it home, and just very sad. That community there now rallying for the Strand family.
And hopefully that gives them some hope and peace during this pretty difficult time. But, you know, we are learning more about the man who has been charged in the death of Migos rapper Takeoff.
Yeah, this has been a pretty big story over the past couple of weeks. So 33-year-old Patrick Xavier Clark was arrested Friday on a murder charge. This is according to Houston police.
Now, a hearing was held this morning where a judge set Clark's bond at $2 million.
And according to Houston police, Clark was peacefully taken into custody and remained in jail while he awaits that hearing.
Clark's attorneys have requested a new hearing in hopes of lowering his bond to, quote, protect his constitutional rights. And yeah, you're right, RJ. This was one of those big stories. I remember we talked about that a few weeks ago here on KNN. Police say that gunfire followed over a, quote, lucrative game of dice, but Takeoff was not involved and actually was an innocent bystander in all of this.
Yeah, and again, this was a private gathering, I believe, right? At a bowling venue there in the area. And yeah, just one of those things where obviously things got heated to this point, but now that there's an individual here, a suspect that is now in court, and his attorneys here are reiterating that Clark is innocent until proven guilty. So we'll see how this trial plays out.
It does, and another police sergeant did say that after this shooting took place, every person actually left without speaking to police. So obviously making their job incredibly difficult during this investigation.
Yeah, we'll continue to follow that. Now back here closer to home, actually here at home, ongoing threats have led to drag show cancellations across the country, including right here at a venue in San Antonio.
Right, that's right, the Starlighter venue on the west side was set to host a drag show this weekend, but organizers were forced to cancel after they say threats began to surface.
And drag queen Brian Hernandez, who is part of the performance group House of Eternas, was hoping to actually take the stage, and unfortunately it did not happen.
Yeah, he says the group began to receive threats after a recent performance where the group was raising money for a community toy drive.
And Robert Salcido Jr., the executive director at the Pride Center of San Antonio, calls, of course, these increase in threats very troubling. Yes. And I would absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, you know, Salcido, who I've worked with before in the past on several stories, is with the Pride Center of San Antonio. Also mentioned that he has spoken to the FBI, a contact over at San Antonio Police. So they want to make sure that they are taking these threats seriously, but also taking proactive measures, and that includes having these conversations with law enforcement.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously for everyone involved here, I mean, very frustrating. Obviously, they're doing work in the community here too, as we mentioned, for drives, for the holidays, and just very sad that this continues to be the case. I mean, you think about the recent shooting in Colorado Springs, where it seemed like the LGBTQ plus community had been targeted there. And, and speaking with a lot of bar owners and people that are part of the sort of nightlife industry here in San Antonio, they just say that they want a safe space for everybody, and they want for everyone to be able to express themselves. And obviously that's been taken away from these organizers.
And it's sad because we know that they really emphasize that drag is it's fun, it's art, it's about entertainment, and so obviously these threats do hinder that experience, not just for the performers, but for the audience that they are performing for. So sad news there, but hopefully that we'll be able to see those performances again.
Yeah, and hopefully the people potentially behind these threats could kind of deal with law enforcement in that situation. And speaking of entertainment here, some big entertainment news this morning. Pretty sad here. Fans in Hollywood paying tribute and honoring actress Kirstie Alley this morning after she died on Monday last night, and Alley was 71 years old.
She's also a two-time Emmy Award winner and part of the iconic Cheers cast. She was also in many movies, including the Look Who's Talking films that made her one of the biggest stars in American comedy back in the late 1880s and early 1990s. I remember watching that and loving it as a kid.
Yeah. And if you're watching this on the visual platforms, we have a clip there with Kirstie Alley and John Travolta, in that movie there. So her children are True and Lily Parker. They posted on Twitter that their mom had died of cancer and that it was just recently discovered.
So quick, her manager released a statement from the family that read, "She was as iconic as she was on screen. She was an even more amazing mother and grandmother." So just, Kirstie Alley, I remember I was just kind of scrolling through social media yesterday and saw the post. I was just shocked. I did not know that she had cancer, but a sad end to her journey. Yeah,
definitely. Just seeing that notification come across yesterday, pretty shocking. And I'll always remember those Look Who's Talking movies. It was a movie that I remember going to see with my mom and grandmother and thinking, I was like, okay, this is kind of funny. Like, I like this. John Travolta, Kirstie Alley. I think Bruce Willis was the voice of one of the babies.
I believe so. I loved that film, and it was really a trilogy. If you remember, the dogs,
Look Who's Talking 2,
or Look Who's Talking Now, I believe.
Wow. Okay. It's a good memory.
Jamie Lee Curtis, also paying tribute with just a part of what she read at the beginning of that tweet. I've just heard the sad news of Kirstie Alley has died.
Yeah, she's a great comic.
This is obviously taking tributes are pouring in, and so we continue to see more of that as people honor her life and her legacy.
One more here, John Travolta saying that Kirstie was one of the most special relationships I've ever had. I love you, Kirstie. I know we will see each other again. I think Adam Sandler also shared something. He said that she was fearless, funny, and a sweet human. So obviously a lot of love for Kirstie Alley there. Yeah. So, well, do we have a lot of love for the weather? I don't know. Justin's now joining us. The other guy who kept the beard, right?
Yes.
But Justin had this thing going, looking good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How's that?
Still a work in progress.
How's that working for you right now? Are you feeling comfortable? Is it itchy?
I like it. It's the first time I've had a long-term beard, and I feel pretty good about it.
That's some good feedback.
For the most part.
What's interesting though, No Shave November next year. That may have to come off.
Yes.
I was wondering about that, and I know you guys are.
We can start fresh, and we all may have an even playing field there.
I know you guys are the brains of the operation here, but I was thinking about that. Is like, I guess everyone would have to just shave and then just grow it back out.
Yeah, I shaved this morning, by the way. I'll have you know that, and it was just a that was it, and it was done and over with. But
you look great.
I don't need the beard to keep warm in this weather.
Yeah.
No, and you know what? I don't claim to be a horticulturist or a tree expert, but I do have a tree question for you. Okay. Which of these trees do not lose their leaves in the winter?
Okay.
Your choices are live oak, mulberry, maple, or red oak.
I'm gonna go with D.
Wow, that was fast.
That was
I
quick.
didn't even hesitate.
I don't even know.
Okay, it's just instinct, pure instinct.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe not.
I like the confidence.
I feel like I've had this conversation before, sometime, somewhere, and I'm gonna go B, mulberry.
Okay, you guys are both wrong.
Oh.
The answer is live oak. And you know that these trees stay green in the winter. I knew Colton would answer.
He's a big tree guy. Big tree guy.
Yeah. Live oak trees lose their leaves in the spring. Remember oak season, and then we get all the pollen. The trees fall off, then you get the pollen, and then they regrow. So, live oaks are funny like that, but they're one of the greatest trees. You see them everywhere here in South Texas. They're very good trees.
You should know this, though.
It's okay. And speaking of, freezes are one of the things that kind of signal these trees to lose their leaves. We haven't had a freeze here in San Antonio yet. So what I've done is I've kind of outlined the areas that have seen a freeze so far this season. And it's mainly just the hill country. San Antonio has not officially seen a freeze yet. And so we're still waiting on that. And when we talk about the statistics here, our average first freeze is November 30th. So we are past that now, and really kind of past our date. But keep in mind that freezes, we can see a wide range of dates here when we see our first freeze. And back in 1932, it happened as late as March 8th. Okay, so we can go into the spring before hitting freezing. We'll see if that happens this year. There are not freezing temperatures in the forecast. In fact, things stay fairly warm. We've got a lot of clouds today. This is just like yesterday. This is playing out almost the same way. Starting to see a little bit of sun creep into southeastern Bexar County. Seeing just a little bit of clearing here. And I think eventually we do get some sun here in town, which will allow temperatures to warm pretty nicely. They're already in the mid-60s in Kennedy, Gonzales, 80 in Victoria, because that sun is there. Underneath the clouds, you got 60s in Hondo and Kerrville. It's 70 here in town right now. In most places in the 70s. Stinson City in 73. KSAT 12-hour forecast. Mostly cloudy all day long. We get up into the mid to upper 70s this afternoon, 74 at 6 o'clock. Then we go cloudy again tonight. We do this all over again. In December, we typically would get fronts coming through here, a parade of fronts. Not happening. This pattern is kind of stuck right now, and so every day looks almost the same in your 7-day forecast. Morning drizzle and fog, next few days. We'll get mostly cloudy skies over the weekend, small chance for shower to Saturday, Sunday, maybe Monday. We're hoping for a front next week that will cool us down. I have heard quite a few people here in the newsroom complaining about this humidity and heat. I don't mind it.
Well, I don't mind it either. I did mention this earlier this morning. I have these solar lights that I ordered on Amazon to, make the house look a little bit more festive on the outside. I've not really been able to use them the way I would like to because of all this cloud, but a little bit of sun coming out may help the situation.
I think you'll get some today.
Well,
okay.
All right.
He's going to hold me to that. I saw that face. He was like, it better happen.
That's literally going to be the first thing he tells you tomorrow.
He's
like, hey, what happened with that sun?
I know where you sit. But I do appreciate a little bit of sunshine. I feel like a little bit of gloom has kind of just been meh.
I agree.
I'm not a fan of the humidity at all. I don't like it.
But
oh, come on, El Paso.
This forecast, exactly. I was not used to it growing up, but I've gotten used to it here, obviously. But this forecast, did it go Goblin mode?
I guess it's about to, because that's the first Oxford word of the year chosen by the public.
Yeah, so this year they actually did it by a vote, and Goblin mode is, of course, I didn't even know what this was. A slang term describing unapologetically self-indulgent, lazy, or greedy behavior, typically in a way that rejects social norms or expectations.
I didn't know that. Wow. Thank you to our producer, Alyssa, for always keeping us informed here in Canton. It was one of 3 potential choices selected by Oxford. Thousands managed to drag themselves out of Goblin mode to vote as a phrase won by a landslide. nearly 319,000 votes, making up 93% of the total. The second place word was metaverse.
Yes.
And the third was stand with.
Yeah, that one too. The third one I hadn't really heard except in like a hashtag, I guess. But this term, Goblin mode, started appearing online in 2009, so it's been around for a little bit. But it went viral early this year over a fake scandal that involved actress and model Julia Fox, as well as a popular Reddit post describing someone who has been acting like a goblin.
I really am wondering how we can utilize that word in a daily situation.
Yeah, so apparently this is according to The Guardian. The president of Oxford Languages says that Goblin mode resonates with all people who are feeling a little bit overwhelmed at this point. And he added, it's a relief to acknowledge that we're not always the idealized, created selves that we encourage to present on social media feeds as well. So I think
we want to go into Goblin mode.
Yeah,
if you feel like you just need to kind of like take a minute,
take a treat yourself day or something.
Yeah,
like that.
hey, instead of a comp day, we should just. I need a Goblin mode kind of day.
Yeah, we need to like bring that up to the managers here. Goblin mode day, please.
Yes,
we're gonna need
we
that.
all need it.
So that is the Oxford Word of the Year. Pretty interesting stuff there. So I just want to bring up real quick before we go. We just announced, just posted on KSAT.com, and also maybe you got a push alert. Shania Twain is coming to concert, San Antonio.
The Shania Twain?
The Shania Twain,
oh my gosh.
yes.
Red Hot Chili Peppers were also announced, so that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, so a couple of big concert announcements back to back. So Shania Twain's going to be here on October 12th, and the reason they're announcing this now is because obviously tickets are going on sale on the 16th of this month. So it's going to be 10 days. She's going to be at the AT&T Center. This is the Queen of Me tour, and the Red Hot Chili Peppers are going to be here May 17th at the Alamo Dome.
2023, bring it on. We have a great lineup.
Oh my God. Let's see. You're gonna have to. She put me on the spot. She said, "Sing some Shania Twain."
Oh, right?
Totally crazy. There you go.
There you go. That's a start. So I think we should do KNN at the Shania Twain concert. How about that? We get us educated. Man, I can't say.
Oh, now that's just gonna be stuck in my head all day.
We're keeping it going now.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Always a good time. Brother from another mother. Traffic Bros.
Traffic Bros. Yes.
All right. Hopefully we could do it again soon.
I think that's the plan this week.
Okay.
I'll see you a little bit later on.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and we will see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. for KSAT News Now. Have a good Tuesday, everyone.